Hey guys, Coach Mark here. I wanted to give you a quick rundown of using ZWIFT, which is going to be our platform that we're using for our group bike rides. If you have a treadmill, you can also do ZWIFT running as well. So I'm just going to take you through a couple of the different pieces that you'll need to get set up on ZWIFT. It's a super fun system, and I'll show you how we can integrate it with all our other training. If you look at the Training Peaks video, we'll be using that. And ZWIFT and Training Peaks can talk to one another, so your workouts come right to ZWIFT. So first thing I want to do, go to zwift.com and sign up for an account. So once you do that, it's similar to Trainer Road. It just has a monthly membership fee, slightly cheaper than Trainer Road as well. And I think once you see the different cool routes and stuff you can do in Zwift and the racing and the events, that you'll really grow to like it. So first of all, the two main screens I use once logged in here. This is on the Zwift website. First one I would use is the Zwift profile. So first, throw in your first and last name in there. What we will probably do with our names here is put LP beside it, just so we're representing LP when we're riding there. You can put an image, and another key piece is making sure your height and weight is up to date on there, because your speed on Zwift is based off that height and weight calculation. So I'll just go ahead and save that. So the next screen that I would use other than this is the connection screen. So I was talking about a little bit on our Training Peaks video, how to link your Zwift and Training Peaks so they talk to one another, because we'll have our workouts built on Training Peaks. So when I'll show you in a minute, when we come to Zwift, we'll actually be able to see those workouts and do them right in Zwift, the ones from Training Peaks. So the main ones I have linked are my Strava account, Training Peaks, and Garmin Connect. But the main ones, if you want any of your Zwift workouts to go to both Training Peaks and Strava after, you just got to make sure this is linked ahead of time. So those are really the only two pieces I use on the website here. Obviously, if you're doing billing stuff, we often cancel our subscriptions in the summertime when we're riding outside. And you can also change your password here, as well as set up email notifications on there as well for different workouts and stuff. That's pretty much the main part of the website. So as we go to the actual Zwift platform, when you first log in here, the great thing about Zwift is you can use it on your phone, a computer, or an iPad. It pretty much works on any system, Apple TV as well. So you got lots of options there. So if you're using a speed and cadence sensor, you'd be linking these speed sensor and the cadence sensor. You can also link your heart rate as well there. Your MyZone heart rate will work fine on here. Just make sure you have that AMP Plus stick if you're using those. If you have a smart trainer, which I'm going to be using here, I have a Wahoo Kicker Core. I'm not going to put my heart rate monitor on right now because I don't have it over here, but I'll show you. I'm going to set up my Kicker Core. So I'm going to get that set up here. And then also, because I have a smart trainer, I will do the controllable part too here. Doesn't seem to want to come up here. Give me 1 second. There we go. Took a little while to load there, but this was what it looked like if you are using a smart trainer. So once in here, you click OK. The thing is, if you start when you first get a Zwift account, when you first go in here, it'll do the pairing screen here, and it'll actually take you through a cool tutorial ride where it'll let you ride, and it'll show you all the different features of Zwift. Mine obviously bypasses that because I've been on here for a little while. But when you're looking at the main screen here, key things to take a look at are, these are the 3 different maps offered today. So Watopia is offered every day on there, and then they rotate the other 2 maps on there. So cool thing is you can ride in any of these different virtual worlds, and choose different routes within them. So for example, here in New York, you can scroll down, see the distance of different routes, and keep an eye out for the elevation. This will be especially important if you are on a smart trainer, because it will simulate the hills. So obviously hillier routes like this with high elevation numbers are going to be a grind on the legs, and you'll have to do lots of gear switching. So keep an eye out for that. But there's some really cool routes here on ZWIFT. Another area to look at is the training. So this is the area where I'll show you, I have a workout, for example, set up in TrainingPeaks today. So it'll just only show your workout that's set up for that day in TrainingPeaks. So if you're doing it on an alternate day than our regular training plan, just make sure you drag it in TrainingPeaks to this correct date so that it shows up here in ZWIFT. Some things to note here when we do our ZWIFT ramp tests, that would be it right there. And then, for example, the TrainingPeaks custom workout is right here. So what I'm going to do here is set up, show you how our meetups will work. So I'm just going to quickly set up a meetup here. Just get this set up here. So the meetup feature is one second. Just need to set one thing up here. So what will happen with meetups is I will send the meetup out ahead of time. And another thing you're going to want to download on your phone is the ZWIFT companion app. So what that's going to allow you to do is in-game modify your intensity on your ride if you need to, as well as it'll show you the events you're invited to. So when we're doing our training, what you need to do first is actually join the meetup and then select that workout area that I was talking about before. So I'm just gonna, when you're going to a meetup, it doesn't matter, you can go in any of the maps, and you're gonna see in a second, it's gonna give us a option to join this meetup here. So I'm just going to set it up so I can join this meetup. So as you see here, about 5-10 minutes before an event, it will show the chance to join the meetup. So you can click let's go. So I just chose a random event on ZWIFT, but you'll have, you'll just need to make sure ahead of time that you click going to the event, which I'll show you in the companion app after. So it's just loading up the ride here. So this is what I was talking about. There will be, when you're in a ride, it will, you'll be able to go in here. And then what you would do is, I'm actually in a random ride here, so it won't let me do it, but you would go in and click workouts and select the workout that we're doing there. And then you'd be able to do it within the group. What we do is put the keep together mode on. So as long as you stay pedaling, you will stay within that group. It almost puts a band around the group, so you can't get dropped. But the second you stop pedaling, that's when that band will break and you can get dropped from the group. But as easy as you can be pedaling, as easy or as hard as you want, but you'll stay within that group as long as you keep pedaling. So you'd select that from workouts there. If you ever need to go in and repair, the pairing is there. And another cool thing in the garage is you can customize your bike, your avatar, a bunch of stuff like that. It's pretty cool as you get more levels in Zwift. You can unlock faster frames and faster wheels, so you can constantly be customizing, but it's not an essential piece within our meetups, but another fun feature of Zwift. And that's in the drop shop. As you earn a bunch of money, you can buy more stuff. And then in settings, some things to note here. I turn my volume off, but you can change the resolution of your Zwift here. Trainer difficulty, this is especially important on a smart trainer. If you're putting it at max, it simulates essentially the pitches of the road. So if you're on any spicy climbs on here, it is definitely a grind. I typically put it at about 50% on here. I like to put the 3-second average power on, so it's not as spiky. And then the other areas aren't too big of a deal. Just keep an eye and you can mess with them as you need to. So then once you're in the ride here, I obviously missed the start of this ride because I was given some instructions here, but you'll see notes from the ride leader myself, like that, those notes that were just on the page there. And essentially, once you want to start riding, so say our time ticks down to 0, you just start riding. You don't have to worry about steering or anything. It will take care of that. And here's me just spinning around now. Some cool things on the bottom of the screen here that you can do. Actually, I would do them on the companion app here. So you can do some cool things like change your view. You can kind of see I'm changing the view button. You can also do it with the numbers and it gives you different viewpoints. Look at my cool avatar, just spinning. But a bunch of this stuff you can do on this Zwift companion app. I would definitely recommend getting that. And where you would get the events for me would be under the more section and events. And there's a little 3-headed part there that shows meetups. So if you look there, see the little 3-headed part there? That'll be the meetup section where I'll send the weekly invites out and you just got to click going. So then you'll get the prompt to join the meetups when you actually join. And that's a quick snapshot of how to get set up on Zwift. Obviously, shoot me a note if you got any questions, but I would definitely recommend before our first group ride, get out there and try it out. Zwift has lots of cool stuff. Whether you join an event or race, we'll do lots of fun stuff on here. So hopefully that was helpful, and we will see you on Zwift.